All right. Well, I'm pleased to be joined by Jason Haugen. He is the new Vice President of Real Estate for Canterbury Park Development. And Jason has been around for a while, served as Director of Real Estate Development since January 2019 at Canterbury, and in this role has overseen ongoing development of Canterbury Commons, a 140-acre site which surrounds Canterbury Park, including working with state and local agencies to secure necessary permitting. And to date, and under his supervision, more than $200 million worth of total development has been completed and or announced. Jason, thanks for joining me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your new role. I understand you're recently named Vice President of Real Estate for Canterbury Park Development. Talk a little bit about that, and how long have you been in that role?
So I'm joined, excuse me, joined the team in January of 2019, and that was a great opportunity for me. I really was gravitating towards this position here at Canterbury because it would I had the ability to look at the development as a piece of clay. There was a lot of opportunity to get creative, really make an impact on what the programming was going to be for Canterbury, and what those culture creating uses were going to be. And when I joined the team, there was a number of great elements for a great project. We had some TIF through the city of Shakopee, and we had some road infrastructure just straight away happening, and we had a development partner in Doran Properties Group for a 321 unit apartment building. And so that was really a catalyst for getting the development going. And from there, we just built upon one success after the other, and really worked on making this a place to live. And to date we have nearly 900 apartment units, and we have townhomes out here, 109 townhomes. And so it's the good news is people want to live out here, and so we're just getting started on that part, and we have some entertainment options for the people who are living out here now. So lots to celebrate, and it's a terrific opportunity. I'm very appreciative to Canterbury to promote me and recognize my efforts out here.
And since your promotion, does that change your job duties much, or is it still pretty much your same duties that you've had since 2019, or how has that changed?
I wouldn't say there's too much change in terms of duties. I think it's more of a reinforcement or confidence in that what we're doing. And we've got a good team here, and we've created some new development. We've there's a lot of deal flow happening even today, and so my job is to execute on those really neat ideas, and find out what neighbor needs to be next to this neighbor, and really think about this in terms of a master developer. So I really enjoy that, and we're just getting started on some of this.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the 900 units either in the pipeline or completed. Where are we at with that right now, and how many, can you break that down? How many are completed, and how many are still to come?
Sure. So initially with Triple Crown Apartments, with Doran, we're in a partnership with Doran on that phase one. It's 321 units in that first phase. It's leased up. We're working on the second phase. It's in construction right now. We're hoping those to be online sometime in the late summer, early fall time period. We also are in construction with T.E. Miller. That's a partnership between Greystone Construction, T.E. Miller, and Canterbury, and that's 150 units. I'm 153 units. I'm missing a few there, but they're it's a 4-story building. They're framing it right now, and they're in their 3rd story right now. They're hoping that senior apartment project would be online here same time period, around early fall, late summer.
Okay.
In addition to that, we have a senior cooperative project. We sold the land to a group, and they've branded it Artesa. And so the developers lifestyle communities, and that'd be an age restricted project. There's getting deposits for that project right now. They're hopeful to start in the spring, and that lives like a condo. It's and then that in addition to our townhomes with Pulte, 109 townhomes. So we've gotten kind of all the different kind of everything lives like a condo, apartment buildings, senior apartments, and for sale townhomes. So any kind of housing product is out there, and so we got a lot of options for people. And my job now is to make this as the most livable place that I can, with some culture creating uses. We got some a brewery and a restaurant, Bravi's modern street food, and Badger Hill is a project we just broke ground on a month ago. So getting started on those culture creating uses, and that's obviously a great place for to have some social collisions with your neighbor and to meet some people. We're creating a community out here.
Yeah, and what's the status of the amphitheater? I understand that Swervo Development is doing that, and where is that? What is the status of that now?
So this would be a land sale for Canterbury. We'd be selling the land to Swervo Development for the creation of this 19,000 outdoor music amphitheater. And so we have we're scheduled to close here right around Thanksgiving, and we have construction would be starting shortly thereafter. A lot of grading and that kind of activity, with the expectation that in May of 24 we would be seeing some live music. Okay. Entitlements are complete with the city, and so we're really excited. We're thrilled, in fact, to have this use out at Canterbury. It's again one of those culture creating uses, and we really believe this to be a catalyst for a much larger entertainment district. So there'll be more announcements, more things to come following this amphitheater. But what a great platform here to create a best in class destination.
And you've had concerts and things like that out there in the past, right? But this is kind of taking it to another level, sounds like.
That's right. I think that's why this was an attractive site for an amphitheater. We've done music out here. We've had music in the infield. Our facility manager's got a picture of it looks like about 20,000 people on the inside of the infield for a concert some time ago. I think it was a Bob Dylan concert, in fact. And so it's we got a long history. We've got great infrastructure, 360 degrees around the track. We're making improvements to the roads and with signage and wayfinding, and so we're set up real nice for a music amphitheater.
Okay, what has it been like working with the city on all these projects?
It's been great. We got a great partnership in the city of Shakopee. They're a big cheerleader for Canterbury. We've been an entertainment destination for some time, and when we discussed the opportunity of an amphitheater, they were very supportive of that, and wanted to do the due diligence around whether that was a good idea. We went through a very exhaustive process to get to this point. But that in addition to all our multifamily and the restaurants that we have going on here, this is their vision too. This is, we're zoned, major recreation, and really there's just not too many uses that don't fit within this development. We have, live, work, play, and stay opportunities here. So we are ecstatic about the opportunity to, deliver on our promise to make this an entertainment destination.
Yeah, it's quite a transformation from what it was, just a few years ago. When you think about, like you said, it's kind of a blank canvas out there, and now things are really moving along, and it's still more to come. What can you say about that? How has that been? What has it been like working just sort of from the ground up on this effort?
Well, Brian, it's really every day is different out here. We feel that lots of different meetings here, a lot of entertainment type uses, and really just trying to find that right fit. And it's a little bit art and a little bit science, trying to figure out how does this work. And there's been some great things that have come across the desk, and as we think about we have a few different development nodes out here in Canterbury. I'm even getting some deal flow today and on some really interesting uses. And so it's different. It's a little bit, like I said, a piece of clay, and trying to figure out hey, wouldn't that be great if this would be a good neighbor to this neighbor, and wow, 1 + 1 = 3 in this scenario. I'm envisioning some restaurant clusters, restaurant and bar clusters. I'm envisioning, even some music, a little bit of a music ecosystem. Our development partners or end users are thinking about, wow, we'd like to have a little stage here in our brewery, or there's others that have kind of come to the fore here, which are sort of recognizing this music as really a part of the DNA of this project. And so I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to hear it as a fan of music, and I think others would agree that it's been a long time coming for getting together and celebrating and hearing some music, and I'm excited about that for our city.
Yeah, we missed those big get-togethers during the pandemic, of course. And speaking of that, you came on board as director of real estate development in January 2019, and just about a year later we were hit with all that chaos with the COVID and everything. How did that impact development there, and kind of what you do at Canterbury?
Well, first it was frightening. It was very frightening. There was our business shut down. Restaurants, including our own business, was shut down, and so I was, scratching my head and, thinking about, how is this going to affect our development partners' decisions to move ahead. And fortunately, we had a lot of confidence that, hey, these projects are good projects. Let's, keep trucking along. They take a long time, Brian, and a lot of time is invested, and a lot of money is invested in these pursuit costs, trying to work with the city on the entitlements. And we were very fortunate to move ahead with a number of our developments, and so here we are. You're coming out the other side, and we got more is to come.
Yeah, what you talked a little bit about the mix of housing that you're doing out there. Was that intentional from the get-go, that you really wanted a variety? You've got some senior, some townhomes, traditional apartments. Was that planned out from the get-go, that you really wanted a variety?
Yeah, I think that's part of the art and the science, as I mentioned below, is we wanted to try not to compete with ourselves. We want to kind of time these projects out so that project A is not competing with project B. But really what we led with was, let's find some great development partners. Let's start with good design, who does great projects. And I tell you what, that is a theme that's really carried through. If I encourage your listeners and your readers to come out to Canterbury, because there is a lot of development. There's 6 cranes out here, and people are kind of floored when they see, wow, that's an attractive project. And so we've really kind of raised the bar, and we're excited about this development. It's got some unique branding elements, being near a horse racing track, and it's, I call it a little bit of agrarian elements, a little bit open space, a little bit wow, on my walk, I could see a, horse, training in the morning with the jockey and the trainers. And so that's just a unique experience and, one of a kind. That's, really that's what attracted me the most to this opportunity is, wow, you really get to make an impact here on a development with something unique like horse racing. And I don't care who you are, when you see a horse, you have a reaction. And coming from a neighboring state here in North Dakota, that was something we took for granted. Seeing some of those things as when you're living in the city and you're an urban dweller, you kind of miss those things. Well, I think we can have a little bit of mix out here, and we've been studying horse racing tracks around the world, and I think we are a leader in development in and around a track.
Yeah, and you mentioned North Dakota. I see from your little bio here that you are a graduate from University of North Dakota, where you got a BS in geology. How did you go from geology to real estate development?
It's a great question. It was a very circuitous path, I guess I would put it that way. But at the end of the day, I was, worked for engineering firms. I really liked working on, contaminated properties, and, those were our clients, and, brownfield sites. And, I could see my way around a construction project, and we had some large earth moving projects, and, got to, rub elbows with a few developers along the way. And, I just, went back to school, went to University of St. Thomas, and, started in their master's in real estate program, and, ended up with an MBA at St. Thomas. And Brian, I just, what I did is I just networked my face off, and I really gravitated to this line of work. I think I'm the kind of the right mix between kind of left brain and right brain, and I certainly get to scratch that that creative itch out here, and truly enjoy the opportunity.
Yeah, St. Thomas, Herb Tousley did a great job building up that real estate program out there, and so I can't think of St. Thomas without thinking about Herb and what he did with real estate. I don't know if you ever got to know him, but
I sure did. A great man, and a great real estate, all-star in real estate here in our market, and a great teacher. And I still remember some of these learning about land gradients and rent gradients, and I think he was a phenomenal asset for St. Thomas, and all the young kind of next generation of students of the real estate game were really appreciative to veterans like Herb Tousley.
yeah, for sure. Herb always kept his finger on the pulse of what was going on in the industry. What are your thoughts of kind of your outlook for multifamily development in the Twin Cities and beyond? I know we've seen a real dip in single family housing starts. Multifamily seems to be holding up a little bit better, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's I like to think of Canterbury, sites specific projects, and I think the projects that are going to do well are the ones that are have some uniqueness to them, some authenticity to them, and where you can provide some experiences. These amenities that are within these buildings. My wife and I were fortunate enough to, I took a job assignment prior to Canterbury, and lived in an apartment with a lot of amenities. And it's just like, you never are going to build that in your house. I mean, these pools and these, just the ways that you can get together and meet your neighbors. It's quite an experience. And I think, the renters by choice model is real. And, it's not like the old days where, there was some sort of a kind of knock for renting or something like that. That's not at all the case anymore. I think people enjoy the flexibility. And so I think, to answer your question, I think there's, some ramp on multifamily, especially out here at Canterbury. I see, hundreds more multifamily units coming online because, as I mentioned at the beginning of our visit here, people want to live out here. And I think we can put some very unique elements into our development that are attractive to, people. I'm hopeful to put in some, a plaza, for example, south of the amphitheater. We'll, no decision on that, but I see some outdoor elements, some programming. Canterbury is an operator, entertainment operator. I think we have a great opportunity to put some really, different experiences out here for our residents.
Yeah, and do you have so will you be having more announcements to come on some of the commercial retail things of that nature? We talked about the mix of development coming to Canterbury Commons. What should we look forward to next?
Well, a great question, Brian. So I'm fielding meetings every week, and I have a number of things in the works right now. Nothing to write home about, but restaurants and bar and restaurants, certainly some culture creating type uses. I would call it the entertainment category. So I'm excited about those in the near term. In the maybe the medium term, I certainly hope to see some hospital or some hotel, at Canterbury, some newer hotels, perhaps something tethered to the grandstand, perhaps something near the amphitheater. That is something that I certainly see. I also see other attractions, entertainment attractions, and when I think that the amphitheater is really going to create some, I think it's going to open some doors that I didn't realize were available to us. It's not your everyday development with, there's some great developments out there that are, grocery anchored, and, those are phenomenal developments. But I think in an entertainment centric, authentic setting like Canterbury with the horse racing, I think there's some, we're poised to really create a destination out here.
Yeah, it sounds like there's certainly a lot's been done, but more to come too. So stay tuned. I know about this time of year, we all start thinking about putting together our year-end lists of projects to watch. And I know Canterbury has made that list probably 2 or 3 years in a row, and probably will again this year. So looking forward to seeing what's next out there.
I should add, Brian, I certainly hope to see some office out at Canterbury as well.
Sure.
One thing I'd be remiss to is to sort of accentuate or to describe the experience of talking with some developers and some users that are interested in doing something. They have a need for office, for example, and we tour them through the Greystone Construction headquarters, our partner, and they have a party deck, and they see there's a practice track with the horses zipping around the track in the morning in a very pleasant, serene setting, and then everybody gets it. So we've been fielding a number of meetings, kind of build to suit office type meetings. So wanted to highlight that and let your listeners and readers know that I'd encourage them to pay me a visit and let them see for themselves what's going on development wise, especially on the office.
Yeah, it sounds good. Any other thoughts, Jason, before I let you go?
Well, I appreciate being able to talk about the Canterbury story. It's really it's a continuing story. We have a great support in our community in the city of Shakopee, and I'm just a conduit here for Canterbury. But I'm really excited to visit with other developers, and would encourage them to pay me a visit.
Well, sounds good. Well, thanks, Jason. Appreciate your time. Good luck in your ongoing efforts out there, and let's stay in touch.
That sounds great, Brian. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.